everyone, my name is Alvira Rizky Wulandari. Today I'm going to present the project about linguistics, which is focusing on the definition and the discussion about semantics. Okay, today I'm going to discuss 5 points. The first is the definition of semantics. The second is basic principle of the semantics. The third is semantics features. The fourth is types of semantics. And the last is the word and the meaning. Okay. The first point is the discussion about what is semantic, the definition of semantic. Semantic in linguistics refers to the study of the meaning of language. Is focused on how words, phrases, and sentences convey meaning and how context influence interpretation. An example of semantic is understanding the difference between the word dog and cat. Although both words refers to animal, they have different meaning and evoke different mental image. This distinctions is important for understanding the semantic differences between words and how they contribute to the overall meaning of the sentence or conversation. The second topic is the basic principle of semantic. There are 5 the basic principle of semantic that I took from the article. So the first is compositionality. A complex expression meaning is determined by the meaning of its constituent expression and the rules that were used to combine them. According to the notion of compositionality in semantics, Frege principle is another name for this idea. The underlying idea is known as local distributive language bound compositionally, which states that each application of a syntactic rule must be accompanied by a semantic action that modifies the meanings of the constituents that make up the syntactic operation. The second is context. The second principle in semantics is context. The scenario or setting in which a word or expression in use to refer to as context in semantics, and it can affect the meaning of the term or expression. The context in which a word or term is used might affect its meaning. The words that come before and after the term or statement, as well as the circumstance in which it is employed, might be considered part of the context. For example, depending on the context, the term bank might indicate several things. When discussing a river, bank refers to the land next to the river, whereas when discussing a financial institutions, bank refers to financial institutions. Like that. Okay. The third basic principle in semantics is entailment. A term known as entailment describes a certain form of interaction between two sentences. In more precise terms, entailment states that if one statement is true, then the other statement must also be true. In other words, the second statement is implied by the first statement. And the fourth basic principle is reference. Reference in semantics is typically understood as the connection between nouns or pronouns and the things they are used to name. The reference or relationship between a symbol or sign and what it denotes is the thing that the expression refers to. Okay, and the fifth is sense. The term sense in semantics refers to a word or expression meaning spirit from its reference, its relationship to other expression inside the language system, or how sense is defined. There are words with meanings but no actual word reference. The third topic is semantic features. In semantic features, decomposing word meaning can clarify how certain words relate to other words. Semantic features that are part of the meanings of word and sentence. For example, the assassin killed Yuki Zayama. The meaning of all nouns, verb, adjective, and verbs, the content of words, and even some of the function words such as with and over can at least partially be specified by such properties. And we can see in the table from a feature analysis like this, you can say that at least part of the basic meaning of the word boy in English involve the component like human, male, adult. You can also characterize that feature which is crucially required in a noun in order for it to appear as the subject of a verb, supplementing the syntactic analysis with semantic features like the blah 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 is reading a book like the noun and the human like that. Okay, the next topic is types of semantic. There are three types of semantic. The first is formal semantics, the second is lexical semantic, and the third is conceptual semantic. Okay, the first is formal semantic. Formal semantic is the studies the logic aspect of meaning, such as sense, reference, implication, and logical form. It is a branch of semantics that usually use mathematical and logical tools to study the meaning of language. And the second is lexical semantic. Lexical semantic is studies word meanings and word relation. It involves analyzing the different sense of word and how they relate to one another. Okay, the third is conceptual semantics. Conceptual semantic is studies the cognitive structure of meaning. It looks at the underlying conceptual structure that give rise to language and how words and phrases are used to express this conceptual structure. Okay, for the last topic is word and meaning. The first is denotation and connotation. Denotation refers to the literal definition of a word or phrase, independent of any emotional or cultural association. Connotation, on the other hand, refers to the emotional or cultural association a word has beyond its dictionary definition. As an example of denotation and connotation, the denotation of the word snake is a long, legless, slithering animal. However, the connotation of the word snake can vary depending on the context and cultural association. In some cultures, snakes are interpreted as symbol of evil or danger, while in other cultures, they are interpreted as symbol of healing or transformation. Another example is the meaning of the word house. House has the denotation of a place where one lives, while the connotation of the word home may include warmth, comfort, or family, like that. Okay, next is synonym and antonyms. Miller and Froberm give a good definition of synonym, which is two expressions are said to be synonyms if substituting one for the other never change the truth value of the proposition in which the substitution is made. It can be concluded that the definition of synonym are words that have the same or similar meaning. Antonym are words with opposite meaning. The study of synonym and antonym is important for understanding the nuances of language and how words are used in different contexts. For example, the words hot and warm are synonyms, while hot and cold are antonyms. Third is polysemy. Polysemy is a semantic phenomenon that refers to the words that have several related meanings. The study of polysemy or diversity of words meaning has a long history in philosophy of language, linguistics, psychology, and literature. The example of polysemy word include the word run, where this word can mean to move quickly, to operate a machine, or to be a candidate in an election. The study of polysemy is believed to start from prototype theory to analyze categories of meaning, and the representation of the polysemy is also believed to be inseparable from the cognitive mode. Okay, the fourth is homophones. Homophones are words that sound the same when pronounced, but have different meanings and spelling. They can be used investigate to the role of phonological representation of words in lexical access during silent reading. The example of the homophones phenomenon is the words flower and flower. An example of the flower and flower means the flour means the powder used for baking, and the flowers mean the part of the plant. And another example is the words between sea and sea. Is a body of sea is a body of salt water, and sea means to perceive with the eyes. Okay, the sixth is meronymy. Meronymy is a type of semantic relationship between words in which one word denotes a part of another word, or whole entity usually made up of smaller parts. For example, meronymy is the relationship between wheel and car. In this case, wheel is part of a car, and therefore wheel is a meronym of car. And another example is the relationship with finger and hand, where finger is part of hand, and therefore finger is meronym of hand. Okay, the seventh is homonyms. Homonyms are words that sound the same and are spelled the same but have different meanings. For example, word bank and can mean financial institution or the side of a river. Homonyms are words that are spelled and pronounced the same but have different meaning. They create cognitive semantic metability. Different meanings of identical word. For example, the word pen can mean a writing instrument or a holding for animals. Homonyms can be divided into two types, like interlingual homonyms, which have the same form and meaning in different language, and intralingual homonyms, which have the same form but different meaning in the same language. Okay, and then the last is figurative language. Figurative language is the study of meaning in language, and figurative language is the type of language that uses words and phrases in a non-literal way to create an effect or a specific meaning. For example, the phrase "he has a hard stone." This phrase is an example of a simile comparing a person's heart to a stone. This is not meant to be taken literally, but rather to convey the idea that the person is unfeeling or unemotional. Another example is the phrase "she is a shining star." This phrase is an example of a metaphor that compares the person to a shining star. The phrase is not meant to be taken literally, but rather to convey the idea that the person is acceptable or remarkable. Okay, that is the last discussion. So we can conclude that semantic is refers to the study of the meaning of language. It focuses on how words, phrase, and sentences convey meaning and how context influence interpretation. Okay, I think that's all from me. I hope you can learn from this video, and thank you so much for watching, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.